As we talk about and frame the problem, one of the things that we shared is that loneliness kind of looks different, right, for everyone. And so the goal is for us to be more conscious about what's going on in the world and within ourselves, and more connected to our power to take small, bite sized steps every day to change it. So that's the power of conscious connection. So I've actually, I read probably over 200 books a year. I've scoured through so much literature and so much data around leadership, around connections, and I have boiled it down to four things. If we could all wake up and do these four things, we will instantly feel more connected, and I think access some miraculous results, which I've seen so many people do. And it's so interesting. When I wrote this book, I did not know that these skills spelled out the acronym LOVE. This was a mistake. It was not intentional. I wish it was more intentional, but it's listen, observe, value, and engage. Now, on the surface, that seems kind of okay. I've heard those things before, but you read 200 books, and I guarantee you they will all boil down to something related to those four things. It's kind of like diets, right? It's protein, carbs, and veggies and fruit. You can read all the books, you can have all these different tips, but it's going to boil down to like whole, clean food, and you just can't get around it. So it's going to boil down to these four skills. And I would like to just start a movement where people are skilled, highly skilled in being able to listen and connect in a very strategic and intentional way, where we get this Sherlock Holmes genius observation experience, where we are trained to go out and instead of being trapped in our heads, judging things, being neurotic about details, we're observing the world, observing life, observing people, and making connections to what really matters. And then I'd love for kids in school to have exercises around what's important to you and why. Let them talk about their families and what they've learned, and let them hear their peers talking about what matters to them. This idea of creating some individuality, but also the shared experience that we all have such similar things that are important to us. And then lastly, engage, the E, is all about really mastering the art of communicating in such a way that is kind, that is compassionate, and that is, forward moving. I love small talk, Don. I do. I love talking about the weather and talking about sports. I think that in the rhythm of our connections, it's important. However, sometimes we don't promote our small talk or elevate our small talk to deeper conversations, like what's important to you in the world, what big goals do you have, how can I help. Imagine if that was just as normal as, did you hear about that hurricane today? Or what about that sports team, right? What if that was kind of the next normal, natural thing to talk about who we are, what's important, and how we can kind of be together in this aim to elevate our purpose and elevate our happiness.